This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk a little bit about his big break. I guess you could say that happened in '84. He changes his name to Rotundo for whatever reason.
He likes vowels. He likes moving those vowels around. Rotunda, Rotundo. You can figure it out. See, it's a mind fart thing. It's a mind bender. He likes vowels. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because he's a married man.
So he debuts in the WWF, teaming with Barry Windham to be the U.S. Express. We should also mention that Windham is also Mike's brother-in-law, as he marries Blackjack Wyndham's daughter, Stephanie. Man, a wrestling marriage that worked out. That's pretty rare, huh?
Yeah, it is. Well, if you got a father-in-law like Blackjack Mulligan, you don't want to do where you eat.
Right.
So Mike he's a great husband. He's got some of his demon seeds are in the game. Bray Wyatt, and what's the other kid's name that was wrestling? Huh?
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas, yeah. I think Bo Dallas got that name from Dusty. Anything Dusty could name that had a Texas twang to it. I think he did that just to piss me off, because he knew how to go out and put him over like a drunk man and play up the Texas thing. But nonetheless, they were brothers-in-law, and they were a very good team. They were young, they were athletic, and they were fresh. So they did a real cool job. Wrestling marriages, I tease about this, and it's probably not the right thing to tease about. Wrestling marriages don't have a great success rate.
Right.
There are exceptions to the rule. However, the main reason that wrestling relationships don't work, they're twofold. They both sit at the top of the table, top of the end of the table, under the table. I don't give a shit where the table is, but they're there. And it's because the husband isn't at home and doesn't come home as disheartened as the wife thinks he should, because he's getting late on the road. Oh yeah, that happens. And I think the main thing is when a wife, generally it's a wife, wants to be in the business and wants to be as big a star as her husband. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you are. So the egos aren't compatible. So that's at least that's my take on it. I may be wrong, but unfortunately they don't mesh well. And I remember when I was working at the other company, that there was issues about that, and when the brand split came about. So what are you going to do? I asked Vince this question, because I didn't really know the answer. He may have said, no, keep them together, and it doesn't matter. What's best for the company? That's what he said. What's best for the company? So in other words, if you're boyfriend and girlfriend and you're traveling together on the road, and you're one of them is going to be on the Raw brand, one's going to be the SmackDown brand, your paths aren't going to cross as often as they were. You don't have your riding partner, you don't have your sleeping partner, all that goo goo gaga stuff, honey baby, sugar lamb, sugar pie. So he said, we got to do what's best for the company. But when we started doing some of those things, when the picks are optional, when it didn't matter, I talked to creative and try to get couples to stay together. Hell, I didn't want. That's just another problem to solve, Conrad.
Right.
You create another issue for no reason. So anyhow, that's why I think wrestling marriages don't normally work. I'm not against them. If you love somebody, no matter what their orientation is, or skin color, or whatever, you love somebody, you love somebody. There's nobody can legislate that. Love is what it is. But man, I'll tell you, it's challenging, especially when both are performers. You got more TV time than me. You got a new action figure. I didn't. You got 3 new T-shirts. I haven't got one. I've heard all that shit. And it's always about ego and, being more, being equal. And everybody ain't equal. Simple as that.
Let my family save your family some cash. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket, but we will save you money. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of how much. SaveWithConrad.com. Well, we find out pretty quickly that everybody's not equal to Vince McMahon. He starts pushing the U.S. Express. He even gives them the Real American theme song from Rick Derringer, and that's before Hulk Hogan had it. They start a feud with Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And then eventually they even win the tag titles in late January 85. And then they're paired with Captain Lou Albano. I guess
I didn't get that one.
Yeah, it is a weird pairing. I mean, I don't know if maybe they just didn't have a lot of faith or confidence in these guys' promo abilities, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it was necessary to me. When did they, what did you think of that pairing though, that tag team, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo?
When they were on, they were very, very good. I think, Barry had kind of a short attention span. He had an amazing skill set. Big, long, athletic, great lineage. And he had it. Mike didn't have the it factor, the charisma factor. But Mike was every bit as good as far as, bell to bell stuff.
Yeah.
Never hurt anybody that I'm aware of. As I said, he could be a good wrestling heel, where he would be, he thought he could out wrestle everybody. Then when the babyface got one up on him, then he would cheat to gain an unfair advantage. Just basic logic and presentation. So, but I like their team. But it always had to be when, as we'll tell this story, it always had to be when, when Barry was motivated. And when Barry was motivated, there was somebody in the business better than Barry. Let's no bullshit ourselves. And ask your father-in-law; he'll tell you. On some nights he was out of this world, but that was just his makeup. Sometimes I'm not so sure I think he loved being in the business, but I don't know how much he loved being in the business. Thinking of Barry, he's a second generation guy, and Blackjack was in that territory era, so he wasn't home a lot. So I don't know if a lot of the second generation guys were as invested in being a wrestler as their fathers were.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.